Okay guys, once again here, once again doing another video for Twitch and YouTube, and once again with the same subject as the uh the um the later oh my god the last videos, the same subject, that is the same book, Tobacco, a Cultural History. I'm kind of addicted to this book, right? I don't know, maybe it's because of the nicotine that I feel while reading this book. Anyway, I'm going to do another video reading this book and practicing my British English, as you can see. So let me start from where I stopped. Right, I stopped here. That was the here. This was the last phrase I've read in the last video about this book, and I'm going to continue here now. So let's keep going. Let's get this started here. The preferred implement for smoking tobacco was a cigar, which could be of prodigious size, especially those prepared by shamans, where examples of a meter or more in length are not uncommon. These were made from rolls of cured tobacco, often wrapped around a stick or a rib of a banana leaf. Some tribes developed special cigar supports resembling giant tuning forks, which could be held in the hand, although sharp end could be stuck in the ground to support these monsters. Shaman cigars occasionally were sprinkled with guarana granules, which affected the vocal cords and masked the voice of the smoker, giving it a harsh, deep inflection which was considered appropriate for ritual discourse between mankind and the spiritual powers. Cigars for hedonistic, I don't know. Let me check the sound.
Hedonistic.
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 Hedonistic. Cigars for hedonistic or everyday use came in an immense variety of shapes and sizes. They were the common currency of the tobacco habit in South America, and in addition to providing pleasure to the users, served simple social roles. Smoking was acknowledged to alleviate hunger, a useful attribute for subsistence level societies. Cigars were offered as tokens of welcome and friendship. They were smoked for relaxation and as self-administered medicine. They were employed to keep evil spirits and thunderstorms at bay. Such was their ubiquity in South American society that it was impossible to isolate a single or prime reason for smoking. The question, why smoke, could have been answered effectively and truthfully with because we are humans. Following tobacco's historical progress from its of center of origin northwards into Central America, methods of consumption became less diverse, with smoking gaining at the expense of other tobacco habits. The earliest Historical records, records.
record,
record,
It's not this one, it's another this one.
record,
record,
Record, record. Historical record of tobacco use in Central America resides among the artifacts of the Mayans, a sophisticated metropolitan civilization that flourished between about 2000 BC and 900 AD. The Mayans farmed tobacco and considered its consumption to be not only a form of pleasure, but also a ritual of immense significance. At least two of their principal gods were habitual smokers. Okay. The Mayans celebrated tobacco's place in their culture. Numerous extant artifacts testify to their official and recreational dedication to the weed. Its ritual importance derived from its symbolic role as a medium of transporting the blood offerings, which were central to Mayan. Let me see if there is this word here. Not, not really, not really. So how do I say it? How do I say this word?
Mayan,
Mayan. Okay, Mayan. Okay. And Mayan theology and culture towards heaven. The Mayans believed mankind had been created from the blood of God. Good.
God,
God,
God. God. And so humanity's purpose on earth was to give blood back as frequently as possible, whether other people's or their own, in addition to tearing out still beating hearts of sacrificial victims. The Mayans obtained blood by pulling thorn studded ropes through their own tongues, or by flaying their penises. What? The blood thus shed to nourish and communicate with their gods was then soaked up in paper or strips of cloth and burned. The smoke it released was a vehicle which conveyed Mayans offerings to their de- deities. Deity.
deity,
Deity.
deity,
deity,
Deity.
deity,
deity,
Deity. Deities. Something like it, but I'm not so sure about this pronunciation. It's really hard, this word deities. Let me check once again here.
deity,
deity,
Deity, something like that. When not indulging in devout self-mutilation, the Mayans would pray by smoking, which represented communication with the divine, an association it had enjoyed to the south. The Mayans also smoked tobacco with no greater purpose in mind than hedonism, whilst, please, oh, but I would like to listen to the sound of this word. Please.
Whilst.
Whilst. Whilst smoking had the solemn ritual function, it was also an exercise in pleasure. The figure below shows a Mayan noble enjoying a cigar, seated on a jaguar skin. The springs of the royal blood reaches forward towards a visioned serpent whose head can be seen emerging from the shell at his feet. The image is carved into a section of conch shell. Conch. What's the meaning of that? Conch.
Conch,
Conch.
conch,
Conch and conch.
Conch.
Conch shell, and the object is not known to fulfill a specific ritual function, which suggests it was a personal treasure and depicts a private moment. This early evidence of the use of tobacco for relaxation and contemplation demonstrates its importance in pre-Columbian America as a leisure activity. The Mayans were the world's first historians of smoking, and their elegant depictions of smokers, both mythical and real, speak for their devotion to tobacco. Their civilization flourished in isolation for nearly 3 millennia until it fell apart in the early 10th century AD. By the time Europeans came across their ruins in the jungles of Central America, the great cities of the Mayans had been deserted for 500 years. So very nice to know it. Yo, man! E aí, Guilherme? Então, mano. Eu parei porque eu tinha arranjado uns trampos, né? Tava muito trabalho, assim, e tava tipo me concentrando neles, né? Agora que tá mais tranquilo, eu comecei com os vídeos de novo. Nice to see you here, man. At this moment, I'm practicing my British accent, praticando meu inglês britânico aqui. E eu tô fazendo um vídeo, gravando pra postar no YouTube e também já fazendo uma live aqui só pra ver o que dá, né? Só pra ver se aparece alguém. Geralmente não aparece ninguém. Geralmente é só eu e eu, né? Então, mas vamos lá, né, cara? Tem que saber lidar também, né? Viver sozinho é um fato, né? Que muitas pessoas carregam, né? Junto a si. Deserted for 500 years. So this is an image of someone from the Mayan culture smoking tobacco and relaxing, and I don't know what else. A Mayan noble meditates, okay. Subsequent to the Mayans, another great tobacco use in American civilization, the Aztecs, flourished in what is now Mexico. The Aztecs, like the Mayans, smoked for health, ritual, and pleasure. They were imperialists, expanding their domains through conquest, and had inherited the Mayans' fascination with fetters, like fetters. I don't know. Let's listen to it. Let's listen. Yes, man, my YouTube channel is like H6SW97, like this. Oh, wait. I'm gonna just show it to you here. By the way, it's easier this way. It's here. It's just like my personal YouTube channel, right? And I've been posting some videos there like uh, for the last week or so, pelas últimas semanas aí. Não faz muito tempo, não. Eu tinha postado uns vídeos anteriores também da época que, ali do início do ano lá, que estava aparecendo também. Tem alguns vídeos anteriores, mas agora o foco é o novo, né? So, let me listen to the sound of this word here.
Feather.
Feather and
feather,
feathers, something like it. Fascination with feathers, tobacco and blood. They were also herbalists, using tobacco to cure a number of diseases. Some of these ancient prescriptions survived in a codex transcribed by their Spanish conquerors. What's the sound of this?
Conqueror.
Conqueror.
conqueror,
Conquerors. They are veritable witches' brews. They are, yeah. Veritable witches' brews with perhaps more magical than active ingredients. For instance, the Aztec cure for gout involved a tobacco tea foot bath using tobacco leaves that had first been left in a ditch where ants or ants
Ant.
ant,
ants where ants could walk on them, followed by serpentine rabbits, ground. It's rabbit. What's the sound in British?
Rabbit.
rabbit,
Rabbit, okay. Rabbits ground into a powder, a small white or red stone, a yellow flint, and the flesh and excrement of a fox, which you must burn to a crisp. Crazy. Not 7 a.m. Your destiny. It was your destiny or fate. You can say fate. It was my fate or it was my destiny. Predestination. I don't know, like predestination maybe. Oh, let me see if there is this word here. Predestination. The belief that people have no control over events because these things are controlled by God or by fate.
Predestination.
predestination,
Predestination. It was your predestination, your fate, your destiny to be here in this life together with me, and it's a pleasure, man. It's a pleasure to have you here. It's always a pleasure. Let me keep going here. Crisp. Tobacco also played less positive roles among the Aztecs. It was considered a necessary accompaniment to the ceremonies. Oh my god. Where's the stress? Ceremonies. Let's check.
Ceremony.
Ceremonies.
ceremony,
Ceremonies. At which thousands of captives were slain in sacrifice to the god Tezcatlipoca. This association of the with blood and war had traveled with with it from South America, where warriors were smoked over before battle and was said to be driven into a demoniac fury by its form of passive smoking. Archaeological evidence in the form of a primitive pipe indicates that tobacco had reached the northern part of the American continent prior to 2500 BC. Its prehistorical use appears to have been near universal, from the swamps and deserts in the south through the forests and across the Great Plains to the limits of tree growth in the north. With the exception of the frozen tundra of Alaska and Canada, wherever there were men, tobacco was consumed. Some tribes who practiced no other form of agriculture planted and cared for tobacco. The Tlingit Indians, an Alaskan tribe of hunter-gatherers, took a break from hunting and gathering to cultivate tobacco. Similarly, some of the plains tribes, including the Blackfoot and the Crow, for to whom growing vegetables was anathema. What? Anathema. What is anathema? Am I saying it correctly? Let me check.
Anathema.
Oh,
Anathema.
anathema. Anathema. What is it? Something that is strongly disliked or disapproved of. Anathema. Anathema. Vegetables was anathema. Planted and nourished the weed. Smoking was a defining habit of the diverse tribes and civilizations that occupied pre-Columbian North America. Every one of its cultures, living and vanished, used tobacco. In some cases, the only memento civilizations have left to posterity have been their smoking apparatus. The words are cut off. Guilherme, I didn't understand. Tá se falando que o áudio tá zoado? Elas são cortadas no final? Ou tu estás falando do jeito que eu falo? Tipo, quando tem um E no final eu não pronuncio o E, algo assim? Ou estás falando que o áudio tá zoado mesmo? É o áudio ou a pronúncia? Predestination, destiny, fate. Hope is the pronunciation, man. Guilherme, do you play Valorant? Ah, okay, it's pronunciation. Okay, then it's okay then. It's okay. Yeah, pronunciation is weird sometimes. Do you play Valorant? Oh, okay, yeah. A comma makes a whole difference sometimes. A vírgula faz diferença, né? Às vezes. Às vezes não, às vezes sim. Às vezes muito, às vezes pouco. Okay, man, do you play it? Let's play together. Let's play together, man. I think... Add me there, man. Let's play. I think I'm going to read a little bit more here and then I'll start playing some Valorant. Apparatus. Not only was tobacco use common to all the inhabitants of North America, but they seem to have been unanimous in their selection of the pipe for its enjoyment. Aqui, ó, Guilherme, na pronúncia do britânico, inglês britânico, ao invés de falar for, eles vão falar for. Eles também vão cortar ali na pronúncia. Eles não vão pronunciar o R no final. Em outras partes também isso acontece. Eu tô tentando praticar exatamente uma dessas características aqui. This focus resulted in an accumulation of mythology around tobacco pipes, so that they came to serve distinct social and ritual functions from the tobacco that they burned. The eminence. Oh my god. Let me check.
Eminence.
Eminence.
Preeminence of pipes also led to smoking becoming an activity restricted by sex. Pipes were for men, and by the time of the Europeans' arrival in North America, tobacco use in many tribes was a male preserve. The best archaeological record of ancient North American tobacco use is found in the relics. Relics. Let's see.
Relic.
Relic.
Relics of the mound building cultures who inhabited an area stretching from the lower Mississippi Valley to New York. 3 successive civilizations named the Adema, Hopewell, and Mississippi constructed immense or immense
Immense.
Immense.
immense zoomorphic burial. Am I right? Or burial?
Burial.
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 Okay. Burial mounds in which the possessions of the dead were stored with their bodies for use in the afterlife. This and other aspects of the culture, including pipe decoration with animal species native to Central but not North America, the pottery design and consumption of maize, suggest links to the Mayans. These Mayans in exile commenced mound building in the lower Mississippi Valley around 2500 or 1500 BC. Over the next millennium or so, they spread north into the Ohio River Valley, and their civilization entered what is known as its Adema period. They continued to expand north, reaching Manhattan Island in about 300 AD, where they farmed corn and tobacco on a large scale. At this stage, the culture is called the Hopewell and had achieved a considerable degree of complexity. The Adema Hopewell were sophisticated craftsmen who made objects in aesthetic as well as utilitarian. Utilitarian purposes. They excelled the copper work and stone carving, and their creative expression was at its most acute when making tobacco pipes. Many thousands of these beautiful artifacts have been discovered in burial mounds. What is mound? Now I got curious. I've seen this word before, but
Mound. Mound.
a large pile of earth, stones, etc., like a small hill. Collectively, they represent the greatest repository of early North American artistry, or artistry,
Artistry.
Artistry.
artistry,
Artistry.
artistry. Pipes were treasured possessions and were buried beside their owners. When a man died, his pipe went with him. Tobacco pipe design evolved through three stages among the Adema Hopewell culture, during which decoration became more intricate, while design grew more functional. Early pipes were large, heavy objects carved from a single piece of stone. They bows. It's bow or it's a bow? Never sure, let me check.
Bowl.
Bowl.
Bow. Their bows arose from the middle of an arched stone base, one end of which the smoker would hold while they inhaled from the other. These pipes were too cumbersome to be easily portable, and it appears that their smoking was a collective, sedentary, and ritual occupation. However, as craftsmanship evolved, both the form and function of the tobacco pipe changed. Pipes became smaller, and were decorated with exquisite carvings of animals and men. These pipes were for personal use. When an individual wished to communicate with his totem or spirit world, he would smoke his tobacco pipe, which had been shaped to represent his totemic animal or a recognized messenger with the spirits. Smoking appears to have been a form of profound meditation, a device to raise the smoker above the distractions of the world and of flesh. As a smoker inhaled, he literally drank the substance of the eternal, and the smoke he exhaled in turn represented his questions or desires, transubstantiated. What's the meaning of this word, man? Transubstantiated. What? Oh, here's the closest one.
Transubstantiation.
Transubstantiation.
The belief, especially by Roman Catholics, that during Mass, a religious ceremony, bread and wine are changed into the body of Jesus and blood of Jesus Christ. What's the sound of
Body.
Body.
body? The body, body, no, body,
Body.
bodies. Transubstantiated into a form acceptable to the spirits. As soon as he lit his pipe, the smoker would exhale once in the four cardinal directions: north, south, east and west in order to orientate his prayers towards their intended recipients. Okay, I'm finished here now of reading page 24. Stopping here in the page 24. That's good enough for today. Hey Shadow, what's up? What's up, Shadow? How's it going? Let me see what Guilherme's saying there. Let me stop the video. So if you're watching here on YouTube, thanks for watching. Now I'm stopping here the video on Twitch, and I'm going to be only streaming. Bye bye for you that is on YouTube. See you in the next one.